guys, what's up? Aaron Hips here, and today we are at Suntown Laundry and Cleaners. I currently own a candy machine here, and I'm going to show you guys how to properly fill it, so let's go.
If we'll only avoid any confrontation with the enemy, he'll forget his evil ways and learn to love us.
We are now inside of the candy machine. It's the end of the week, so that means that there's gonna be a couple coils empty. And if the coil is not empty, let me give them a view up here. The coil is practically almost empty, with maybe 3 or 4 things in it. I want to go through a couple things real quick before I start putting stuff in here. It's very common where if you don't put the candy in the coil correctly, you will give out more than one product. Now, I'm gonna give you a little bit of an example like this. So if you just come up here real quick. All right, guys, so I haven't really had this happen because I haven't had little things in here, but it mainly happens with little products like Airheads, for an example. These are very skinny and slide out easily, and you wanna be careful with products that are smaller than the actual coil, or else they'll give out more than one. So, see how there's this little space right here, there's this little tiny gap of open space where something can slide through. I'm gonna show you how the wrong way to do it. So come around here real quick, just kind of watch. All right, so I'm gonna show you the wrong way to do it. So you don't wanna set it on the coil or in the coil. You wanna make sure you're completely on the other side of the coil. Like, see, this is not the right way. So if you put it like this, where it looks like it's on the other side of the coil, like this on the bottom, come down at the bottom so you can see. See how it looks like it's on the other side of the coil, but it's not. If you set it like this, then someone goes to vend your products, you're gonna get 2. So I'm gonna show you how you should be doing it and how you shouldn't be doing it. Another example, I'm just gonna do it with these real quick, show you with a little bit bigger of a product. Set it here, turn. It looks like they're both in a different coil, but they're not, and that's what you want to look out for. Okay, so how you should be doing it is I'll come up here. You should be taking your product and you should be placing it behind the second coil, making sure that the bottom of the product you're putting in and the top of the product is behind that coil. You want to make sure that the product is also not leaning towards the coil with the open gap. Therefore, when the product is up next, it will have a better chance of falling out because of that space. So you want to set it over as far as you can, like this, all right? All right, here we go. So we have them both on the side. As you can see, it's over the second coil and under the second coil. It's not set like this, or it's not set like this, okay? Because a lot of vendors, I'll see even like in hotels and stuff, they'll do it real quick and I'll get 2 and they'll screw up. So that's how you, so there goes my first one. There goes my second one. There's no way that second one's gonna fall out because it's under this coil, over this coil, and it's not on this side so it can slip out. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna be doing is product getting stuck. Now, this is a big problem, especially for your customers. They'll get mad and they might not buy from your machine again. You wanna be careful, especially with chips. Chips are one thing that will get stuck. When the chips go into the coil, you wanna make sure they sit flush on top of the coil like this. So if you kind of give an overhead view, watch when I put them in. You want to have them flush and stop. You don't want to jam them in there. So if anything, if you can't jam your chips in there, because all the chips are at the bottom, put the bag upside down, shake it a little bit so you can actually have some room at the bottom. And then what you're going to want to do is, since you have air at the bottom, it'll fit in the coil properly, like that. So then when it vends, oh, there you go. So then when it vends, it should vent properly. Okay, now I'm going to show you a way that you can do it where it would get stuck. When you're putting your food in, the coil does lift up like this. You want to make sure when you're putting your product in that the bottom of the bag or any bag doesn't get snagged under the coil or on any like plastic part. If you stick your bag in there like this, all right, and say for some reason the part of the bag gets snagged under the coil, like I've had this happen to me before, it can get snagged under the coil. Oh, I have to push this back in. Duh. Another thing is if the bag doesn't get snagged under the coil, see these little side rails right here? Another thing that will always happen is your bag might get stuck, and this has happened before. These bags will get stuck under these little things when you put it in. Now I'm gonna push it back in real quick, and I'm gonna show you. Get up close real quick. See how it gets stuck like that? It's because it's snagged under this thing. and there really is no getting out because it's snagged. So you just want to make sure also when you're putting your product in, not only is it not stuck into the coil, but make sure that it's pulled through, the bottom is completely cleared, so when it does vend, it vends properly. Alright guys, so another thing that I want to do is getting rid of product that won't sell. Alright, I've done this before and it actually works surprisingly. So one of my worst sellers that I cannot get rid of are these Cliff Bars. For some reason these Cliff Bars or Z Bars or whatever they're called, they don't really sell, and I don't want to throw them out when they get old or anything, so come up here. So anyways, one of the things that will not sell are these Cliff Bars. Now I'm going to take one of my best sellers. These are one of my best sellers, and Sour Skittles are one of my best sellers, but I'm just going to take one of these for example, alright? Say you have these that won't sell. Say you have these that do sell. What you're going to do is you're going to come over to a coil, and you're going to stick these in the second row, and you're going to stick these right here. You want to stick it to where they can see the product, you know, and they can see what it is, but they mainly see this one. Now, just for a better example, so you can see the food better a little bit, I'm going to just use something a little bit smaller. Let's change up the story, and let's say that the Z Bar is my best seller, and these are my worst seller. Best seller in the back, worst seller in the front. Therefore, when the customer walks up, they're going to be like, oh man, it's one of those chocolate chip Z Bars. I want one of those so bad, and be like, but the fruit snacks are in front of it. Trust me, this works, alright? If they want something so bad, they will buy that first product that is in that row, and then they will put another 75 cents in just to buy that product. Now, this is one way you can get rid of product that will not sell in your vending machine. We're just going to kind of fill the machine up. I just gave a couple tips on it. So when you're doing it, always make sure. I've actually never got these before. If you guys watched the video where I got all the product from my machine, you would have saw I got these and that these were new. And I'm going to try them out and see if they sell. So on this vending machine, I don't think I ever mentioned this. To get the drawer out, it just doesn't pull straight out. You lift this little lever up like this. Make sure it's clicked back. You lift up and pull out. So I'm going to take my product. As you can see, like everything's empty because it's pretty much the end of the week. I didn't get as much product as I did last week. But what you're going to do is you're going to take your stuff and you're going to count how many you have. So considering there's 15 in here, since there's 15, you're going to count how many rows there are. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, there's 18 rows. So I can pretty much fill this entire row up with just these. So I'm going to count 3 rows forward. 1, 2, 3. Okay? And I'm going to start filling from there. So you don't want to fill forward to back. You want to fill back to forward. It's just a lot easier to do it, in my opinion. Back in. We're just going to make it one turn. It got stuck, bro. How is that getting stuck? Oh, guys, all right, look at this. This is interesting. It's getting stuck in the coil. Like, it's getting stuck right there. That's a problem. Hold on, let me try to find another one. Hold that one. I might have to put these things upside down. Okay, guys, so see this little package right here? See the little cut? It gets stuck on there. Yeah, so I'm going to have to put these upside down. So I have to take all these out and put them back in.
I shine so bright.